Good morning, everyone. Good evening, and good afternoon to viewers from all walks of life. This is nikymus, and you are welcome to the channel of truth, enlightenment, freedom, and the channel of breaking empaths free. If you are new on this channel, I talk about narcissism and narcissistic abuse. I talk about spirituality, and I talk about personal and self-development. And if any of that resonates with you, I invite you guys to join us. Give us a like, share the video with the friends, and you may subscribe if you haven't already. And for those that have always been with us, you are welcome back, and I thank you for your love and support. So I've been thinking about this video since yesterday, and I want to talk about the road awakening. Now, when I'm talking about the road awakening, of course, when it comes to the chosen ones, that is that exact moment they are going to discover that they are actually chosen. So it's not about talking about being a chosen one. You know, a lot of people come around. I remember in the early days when I was after my awakening, in those days when I just woke up from narcissistic abuse, after narcissistic abuse. So I remember going online and I was watching some videos about narcissism and everything. So I was learning a lot of things. I was evolving. Eventually, I knew that I'd awakened later on. So I kept on working on myself. I was evolving. I was learning stuff. Then I started coming across these videos of the chosen ones. Then I was like, what about these chosen ones? Who are these people? Where are they coming from? So I was I was a bit curious anyway. You know, me personally, I didn't even know anything about being chosen. So I started getting curious. I was watching those videos. People, they were saying they were chosen one. I was watching, so a couple of them. Actually, in those days, if I remember well, there weren't so many. You know, there weren't so many, because I remember checking online, and I would see just a handful of them, you know, here and there. Chosen ones, they're the chosen ones. Then I was listening to their videos, and the stuff wasn't making sense. I was thinking, what is all about this thing of being chosen? Who is the chosen one even in the first place? You know what I mean? So for me to better understand those guys, what I did, I went back to the earlier videos, some of the very first videos they did. You see, I discovered something very important with these chosen ones. A person who is chosen, you have got to go back to the history. If you've been following them online, because most of them I know, I think most of the guys who are chosen ones, they are coming out and teaching online. So you will go back to their history, and you will know their story from the beginning. That is when you're going to know these people. They know what they are talking about. You know what I mean? So because the chosen one, a lot of guys say they are chosen one. You know, this one says the chosen one, they are chosen one. But a lot of people don't understand what it means to be chosen. You know what I mean? And including me in particular, in those early days, I did not know all these stories about being chosen. You know, who is a chosen one? I knew the chosen ones in the Bible, of course. I would hear those things of a chosen one in the Bible stories. But I couldn't understand the depth of being chosen in this modern world. You know, so a lot of those, the few chosen ones that I used to see in those days, to watch in those days, to listen to, I went back to the history of their early days of their journey. Then I noticed that these guys, they had a very, very detailed story. You know, I used to watch, I watched a couple of them, 2 or 3 of them in those days. I remember 2019. Then I noticed that those guys, they had a very, very long and very detailed story. You know, then I knew these guys actually, they know who they are. You know what I mean? For somehow, of course, in the beginning, they didn't. It didn't like make a lot of sense in the beginning. Because even in the beginning, some of the guys, the chosen ones, their channels will not start off as being chosen ones. So they will not even know what's going on. You know what I mean? But for some reason, what happens with the chosen one, they just wake up one day all of a sudden, and they just hear a very, very specific call driving them towards a certain direction. And those guys, I don't know, for some reason, they're going to pick up the call. The chosen ones, guys, I can guarantee you, they have always picked up the call. For some reason, no matter what their circumstances, they could even sometimes be homeless. I know some chosen ones who have picked up the call, even when they're on the street, they are homeless. Some of them, they are sleeping in their cars. That is the exact moment they decide to pick up the call. While on the street, being homeless, and they're sleeping in their cars. That is when they started picking up the call. They started coming out, and they started sharing their journey. So when a person is talking about being chosen, normally, people may get the misconception. They are thinking, oh, these are the guys, you know, sometimes they are thinking they are better than the other one, you know, they are the Superman, they are the superwomen, you know. People think that those guys, they're just trying to become better than the rest. But a lot of people don't understand that the chosen ones, those individuals have got a very, very specific calling. You know, they have got a very, very specific calling them towards a certain direction. And what is unique about those individuals is that they will answer the call. Now, that is exactly when the rude awakening is going to happen, you know. Because the chosen one will first of all awaken in the beginning. They will wake up, you know. They will wake up. And then they will start to see a lot of these little things around them. They don't understand what is going on. They are looking around, things look like strange, you know. And then eventually they are going to start walking a very slowly journey. It will be slow. It will be slow in the beginning. It will be baby steps in the beginning. They will start walking towards a certain direction. Even then, most of them don't know where they are going. They're just walking slowly towards a certain direction, and they don't know exactly where they're going. But along that journey, guys, I can guarantee you, a chosen one, that is when they discover who they really are. Because somewhere, somehow, a chosen one could have been walking along their path for a couple of years, days, maybe months, you know. They're very deep with it. They're very deep into their path, you know. And on the way, that is when they discover that, oh, actually, indeed, these guys are chosen. Indeed, they are chosen. They're going to wake up. They're going to wake up to that fact, to that truth, that they've actually been appointed and anointed to do something very, very specific and special. You know, that's when they wake up to their true calling. I can call it like that. They wake up to their true calling, and that is exactly where the rude awakening begins. You know, for me, my rude awakening, I remember, I woke up from the narcissist in those days. So later on, of course, I started sharing slowly, one by one videos. I started doing videos, sharing my journey. And then I met the greater narcissist, and then this and that. So I noticed that actually from that moment of waking up, the universe started directing me towards certain individuals for very specific reasons. You know what I mean? Because the greater narcissist used to do videos, you know, on Facebook. She had her own page on videos, you know. So I think in those days that was the way. I would later on learn that it was the only way she would get supply, you know, fuel from her victims and all these kind of people, you know, getting some kind of validation online. So she used to do videos, and I learned those things from her, you know. So sometimes God will even put you through the storms and put you in the most terrific experiences for you to learn the lessons. So I met the greater narcissist. I learned that they were doing videos, so I picked up that thing of videos from her. Of course, I'd done videos before, but my videos were usually about cooking. Long time ago, when I used to do videos, I used to share videos about cooking. So I learned a little bit more about videos. Greater narcissist, speaking to an audience. You know, I was not used to speaking to an audience. So those days I went to my Facebook. Of course, I started doing the Facebook, sharing with the people that I knew in those days. You know, there would be few people who would watch my videos on live. I used to do live Facebooks. Actually, I'm going to get back to the live videos in a short time. My studio is all set. A lot of things are in place now. So very soon we are going to start sharing a lot of live videos, like I told you guys. So anyhow, I started evolving one by one, eventually growing. You know, later on in my journey, it was very surprised, guy. I was very surprised. That's when I discovered. As I was still learning more about narcissism, you know, then I noticed that actually I was being gravitated to look very deep within family. You know, I started looking deeper in the family, and I was like, actually, they look like. Why am I seeing like a lot of family members? They look like narcissists. You know, some of these things they are doing. There's a lot of patterns I see. These guys look like narcissists, and I was still not getting it. I was very, very confused. I was very shocked. Actually, I remember in those days, I did a video, and I called that video The Second Awakening. I was like, I'm going to call this video The Second Awakening because it looks like I'm waking up for the second time. Let me do this video. Actually, I'm going to share this video with you guys in the link below. For the most of you guys online, just look in the link below. I'm going to share that video with you. I was like, I'm going to make a video about the second awakening because it looks like I'm waking up the second time. I was starting to see family members. I look on my left, I see a brother, I see a sister. This was like a very huge network of narcissists. I was like, these people look like narcissists. How come I couldn't see this before? And you see, when I woke up from my narcissistic partner, I was protecting a lot of friends and family. I was close to them, protecting them. I was wanting to believe that they are very, very genuine people. You know what I mean? Because for me, in my eyes, I had always thought that they were genuine. You know, I could believe them. I could keep them close. I could believe them. I could keep on, keep them in my circle. Then later on, I saw that this was like something was not adding up. I started to see things more clearly. The only thing that I didn't know is that I had actually pierced through I had pierced through the veil. You guys have been hearing me talking about piercing through the veil. I had pierced through the veil. And I'd started seeing a lot of people for who they really are. People who were around me those days, close friends, people, you can't believe it. Family members, parents. I was like, these guys are narcissists, it is not possible. Somebody does that, or somebody thinks this. So a lot of in those days, a lot of masks started sleeping. Guys, believe me, anybody will come to me, anybody will try to talk to me in those days. I remember there was a time when it became very, very intensive. That was about, I think it was after 1 year. Later on, after my leaving the narcissist, it was like a year later when I was already doing videos. A lot of masked people started sleeping. Guys, chosen ones, let me tell you something. In my recent videos, I've been telling you that anywhere you go, you're going to start sleeping the masks off people's face. Anybody come close to you, they're going to become exposed, even without you trying hard. For some reason, you're going to notice that anybody who contacts you, they come into your presence, they start speaking with you, you're going to start seeing people for who they really are. You know what I mean? Because the chosen one, it's like a chosen one, it's like those guys, they have got these spiritual glasses with them, So they're looking beyond people. They're looking beyond the physical 3D version of people. So they're looking at people on I can call it on 5D level. You know what I mean? They can look through people's souls and spirits. So when they're looking at people, they're not only seeing the physical bodies of people. They're looking beyond the veil. That is how powerful the chosen one is. So when a person has said is the chosen one, and you're following those guys, I can guarantee you guys, those people, they're giving you very, very delicate information, and they're giving you the information you'll never hear and you've never heard anywhere else. And that is information that is going to lead you and move you to the next level, because those guys, they are number one, highly intuitive, and number two, they are tapped in. But you see, the thing is, so I remember, like I was saying, I started seeing family members, the mask was sleeping one by one. This one sleeps, that one sleeps, this one sleeps. I was like, this can't be true. I was fighting with myself. I was like, no, this is not possible. It is not possible that my family my family, there is members in the family that are narcissists. I was fighting with myself. People, guys, I can guarantee you in those days, I fought with myself. Then I was worried. I was thinking, now if my family are narcissists, I have got to leave all of them. Then I have to go independently by myself. I started getting worried about discarding narcissistic family members. It was my next worry. And the next thing I did, I think God was showing me these things for a reason. So the next thing I did, I remember those days we had a group, a WhatsApp group. We used to chat together, the family team, family group. I removed myself from the group very slowly, I did not tell all of them. Many of them, I didn't tell them what was going on. So I just removed myself very slowly. I was like, I'm going to leave this group very slowly. I will not tell anybody what's going on. Because I'd already seen a lot of these masks were just sleeping all over the place. It's like anybody that would just talk with the mask would just sleep. The mask was sleeping, guys, unbelievable. So I left them slowly. And then, guys, eventually, I think it was the universe directing me that you need to leave these people first of all. Get out of that group and see exactly those people, what is going on behind the veil. You need to get out of there first, and then you can see them properly for who they are. And guys, believe me, it didn't take me a couple of days later on when I left the group. I saw a lot of them starting to come around. They wanted me to go back very quickly in the group. Oh, why don't you come back? You should come back. We are here. We are waiting for you. We are coming. Then I was like, why are they in a rush? I told them I need space for myself, So they couldn't even understand that somebody needs their own space. They need their own personal space to think about things. Straight away, they came in to hoover me. Then that's when I knew that, now these guys, they are narcs, When I left the group, they are rushing in to hoover me back into the group, Oh, we miss you, you should be there, and this and that. Then I was like, okay, now I get it. That's why the universe told me, you need to leave first. You need leave them first, and you're going to see them. They're going to start exposing themselves. And that is exactly what happened. And guys, a few days later, that is exactly when I woke up to the fact that actually I'd always been the black sheep. You know what I mean? That's why, now I get it. That's why these guys all along, they was blaming me for this. You know, sometimes something goes wrong in the family, I'm the one who did that. Something goes down, I'm the one who did that. You know, somebody has got their own shortcomings. Things have not gone well for them. They start pointing fingers at me. Oh, because it's you know, Denzo is because of Denzo who did this. Because of Denzo who did that. Even sometimes things that were not in any way in any way possible related to me, they would attach those things to me for some reason. Then I noticed that now that's when I started getting these the black sheep videos, the black sheep videos, because you see the universe, as you start walking along your journey, the universe starts mirroring you. You know, it starts mirroring your thoughts. So whatever was going on in my mind, I was like, why are these guys blaming me for small things? I've not done this. They say this. I'm the one who did that. I'm the one who did this. Things that had nothing to do with, you know, things that had nothing to do with me. So they were starting. So the universe started mirroring back to me the energy, and that's when the videos of black sheep started popping up. So I was watching the videos of black sheep. I was like, this is not happening. Oh my God, this is not happening. I was fighting with myself in those days. I had just discarded my family. And in a short time, that's when I discovered that not only did I discover my family, but there was even sometimes a very huge narcissistic network within the family. Number one, and even secondly, within my friend circles. And number three, not only that, but also did I discover that I was actually the black sheep in my own family. Now that's where the whole thing started. Now that's where the whole general awakening started. The turmoil started. You know, the turmoil was going on in my head. The turmoil started happening now in that time. I was like, oh my God, all these things are happening at the same time. You know, I just left the narcissist. Now look at me waking up to the fact that even my own family members are narcissists. You know, not only that, look at me waking up now that I was even the black sheep in their family, just because in those days, early days, I did not even know it. And that's why it came to me that now, because I had left them, that's why they ran back and started hovering me back into the group. Oh, you come back, you know, we miss you, you know, come back and make us laugh, you know. They used to like the part. They used to like the part that I used to make nice jokes in the group, and they would all laugh. You know what I mean? Me not knowing that actually my jokes were feeding them with supply. You know, I was just there in the group feeding them with fuel. You know, making them feel good, have a good day. Whenever they wanted somebody to blame, they would turn all the barrels towards my direction. You know, nobody wanted to take the blame for their own shortcomings. I was the one supposed to take the blame for whatever it is they went through. And that's when I got everything added up. And guys, that was my that was my rude awakening. That's when I really awakened. I was like, okay, now I get it. I get the reason why I was actually the first person to awaken in the family, because I would see a lot of things. Actually, that thing even made a lot of sense, because I remember also when I was doing the videos, they were ignoring me. You know, I was doing videos. I tell, hey guys, I'm doing videos. Actually, I've shared a video about this incident in my recent videos. You know, they ignored my vision. The only thing they wanted me to come there is to come there, make them laugh, make some jokes. But when I talked about my videos, all of them went quiet. Guys, you cannot believe that when you start looking behind the veil, you're going to be surprised by what is going on behind the scenes. Those things that you've never known before. Guys, you're going to be shocked. They would ignore my vision. They would ignore my videos. They were not commenting on my videos. They were not watching my videos. They would watch them and ignore them. I remember one time I was even helping a family member. I told them, but I'm doing videos. Why don't you watch my videos? You can get some information from them. Oh, they were saying, you know what? I've already watched some other videos from another author, from another YouTuber, you know, and they was talking about the same thing, and their videos are making more sense. So they ignored my videos because they was watching somebody else on YouTube, and their videos were making more sense. Me, who was in the family doing the same videos, they could not recognize my videos. So they were much happier recognizing videos from other YouTubers who are doing the same videos about narcissism. So they were not even bothered about my videos, what I was doing. They were much more interested in other people that they do not know. And guys, I can guarantee you that is exactly when the mask started sleeping all the way. It is like anywhere I would look, left or right, people, the masks were, it was unbelievable, guys. The masks were just sleeping every now and then, left and right, north and south. A lot of people would just get exposed. Anytime I would just meet somebody, they would just expose themselves straight away. That's when I knew that actually I had been all along in a very, very huge web of narcissists all along in my journey. It was just because I was just too blind in those days to see, to understand this properly. But I'd always been involved in a very, very massive web of narcissists along my path. That is when I knew, oh, it's time now to really step into my authenticity. That's when I knew, that's when the divine revealed itself. It's like that hidden world, you know. It started revealing itself. It's like God was telling me, okay, now it's time for you. You've seen it, you have understood this, you figured it out. You cannot unfigure it out. It's time for you to step into your authority. You know, it's time for you. I've shown you all these things. I've shown you all these people. It is time now for you to step into your power and understand who you really are. You need to show these people who you really are. You know what I mean? Because it's like those days I was very shy guy. I didn't always want to take the front line. You know what I mean? In things, I would always do things, but I always wanted to stay in the backyard. And then I noticed that actually that was just a setting. It was just a programming that I'd always had for a long time, that had been implanted within me to make me feel lesser than other people. So I knew that okay, so it's now time for me to step at the front line like a chosen one, and to get out and show the people who I really am, and show these demons, expose these demons for who they really are. And guys, the next thing what happened in those days, that is exactly when those people, they started running. They ran, guys. They disappeared out of thin air. They ran. They scattered. When they knew this guy has really figured out who he is, those individuals, I can guarantee you guys, they all scattered in different directions. I've never seen them again. And again, we're talking about friends, family members. They all disappeared. They never spoke with me again. The very moment they knew that I was starting to look beyond the veil, they all disappeared and stopped talking. I've never heard from them again. So the chosen ones, there's one thing that you may have already found along your journey, is the rude awakening. So the awakening, that is the awakening which brings you to that realization that you're the chosen one. You are the one who has been appointed to break specific patterns, to break specific cycles, to change the whole paradigms in your entire family and entire family unit and communities. You have been chosen for very specific reasons, because you are the one with the power. And the moment you come to that realization of being chosen, you know that you're chosen. That's what I've told you guys. A lot of people don't understand what is being chosen, you know. There are some guys, because, you know, they are running the church in the corner. I've grown up in the Christian community, in Christian family, you know. A lot of them are pastors, they are church members, these kind of leaders. They have all been prayerful, you know. But none of them describes what they call being chosen. None of them describes anything, even close to being chosen. But they are there. So when a person talks about being chosen, those individuals, people, I can guarantee you there's a story. There's a very, very detailed story behind their whatever, what do they call it? They have got a very detailed story along their journey. A very detailed one. When you listen closer to them, and they sit down with you and they start talking to you, you're about to know these individuals. These people are not only the physical beings you see in front of you. Those people, not only are they the physical beings in front of you, those individuals, they're archangels, they are angelic beings. They have got a lot of wisdom, ancient wisdom. They have got a lot of things they know that actually describe ancient souls, you know. They embody a lot of information. They embody a very deep experience that they have gone through, and a lot of things they have endured along their journey. And nobody can ever wear a chosen one shoes. When you wear those guys' shoes, when you want to wear a chosen one shoes, guys, I can guarantee you, you cannot even move 1 mile in their shoes, you know. You cannot move a few meters, because their shoes are so heavy to bear. They are very heavy shoes. When you wear their shoes, you put yourself in their shoes. You cannot walk in their shoes for a minute because those shoes are so heavy even to lift off the ground. That's how a chosen one has moved. So when a chosen one is talking about being chosen and they don't really know, because they have read about being chosen in the Bible, they have been in they have read about these chosen ones in the Bible, so they come around, they say they are chosen. There's no real story behind their appointments and their assignments. There's no stories. There's nothing they are going to teach. There's nothing they are preaching. Maybe they're running a small church and reading the Bible, and they're saying they are chosen. I wouldn't even waste my time. A chosen one has got a story, guys. When a chosen one tells you those people are chosen, listen to those individuals. They have got a lot of wisdom. Unbelievable wisdom you've never had anywhere else. People can call themselves professors. They can call themselves the most educated individuals on this planet. But when they have met the chosen ones, those guys, they will take a seat and they will listen to the chosen one, because those guys they have got something to say. Number one, they are talking about things from a very, very high nature, from a very divine nature, So anyhow, it's just to let you guys know that a chosen one will always come to that point of a rude awakening. So that is the awakening where they are going to really discover what they are here for, who they really are, number one, and what they are here for. So for me, I discovered in those days, I remember I even did a video. I discovered in those days that I was the one chosen to break generational patterns in my family. I discovered that I was a black sheep. I was a scapegoat. I'd always been a scapegoat and black sheep in my family. And then that's when I came to that realization that, okay, now I get it. It is me that God has chosen that I'm supposed to break. Because when I discovered these narcissistic patterns in the family, that's when I also discovered that actually I had grown up in a narcissistic family unit, just because I couldn't see this before. It was a narcissistic family unit with a lot of narcissists within. And then I noticed that I was, okay, now I've been the empath all along, I've been the empath in the family. I've been the black sheep, the scapegoat. And I was the chosen one that was sent to break that curse. Because this thing is like a curse. It runs in the families, and communities. It's a curse that dates back that dates back within the family cycle, hundreds of years. I knew that I was the one meant to break that curse, and that's when I knew that I was the chosen one. But believe me, guys, it was a very, very massive rude awakening. I did not see this coming, In those days, I wasn't prepared for it. I did not see it coming. But when I knew that this is what it was, that's when I knew, okay, now it's time for me to step into full authority and take my power, take charge of the throne, and continue delivering empaths, out of bondage. That's how I came to become the person I am today. I knew my mission, I knew my purpose, and I knew my mission, and I knew that, okay, now it's for me. All this time I was meant to break ancestral cycles, and my assignment was to break empaths free, And then that's when I knew that actually I'd even answered the call long time ago, even without me knowing it. I'd already answered the call, It is like the universe just confirmed to me what I was doing along my journey of sharing. The universe just confirmed to me that what you are on, the path you are on, that is your path. You are meant to break empaths free. From what? From bondage. And from these demons, these narcissistic demons, and all over the place, I embrace the journey. So guys, chosen ones, let me know what you think about this podcast. I don't know if it's a video or a podcast. Let me know what you think about this. Leave me your comments in the section below. Let me know what is your calling. If you're a chosen one, let me know if you have discovered your calling. If you haven't discovered your calling, I will still make it let it be known to you that you will get a rude awakening when that calling finally appears and shows itself in front of you. It may sometimes take you by surprise. You will not see this coming. And I hope that time happens and you can really discover that person you came here to be. So other than that, guys, much love and blessings. I'll catch you in my next one. There's more signing out. Peace.